What's going on, everybody? So I've been getting reached out to a lot about this question of how to stay present. Presence is something that I think is misunderstood because no one really talks about it. And I hear more people talking about it, which gets me excited. But if I think what I want my superpower to be is my ability to be where I am, to be present, to not be thinking about what I'm gonna have for dinner, what Amanda's doing, what my client is doing that I'm not working with right now, instead of being with the person that I'm with. That, I feel, is not only the best gift that you can give somebody else, but it's also the way to live most of your life, right? Because after all we have is right now. The moment is all we have. The past is done, the future is coming, but the only thing we have is now. And so how do we maximize that? How do we stay present for the ones that we love? How do we stay present for the ones that we're serving? And how do we stay present for ourselves? If we let our mind just run rampant, we're going to be replaying the tragedies of the past. We'll be replaying the pain of the past. We're going to be thinking and anticipating about the future that we can't control. And if we even try to plan, it may not even happen. But all we can control right now is now, what we do in this moment. And so how do we stay present? Because the mind will drift. As I said in a previous video, we lose our attention every 6 seconds. Our mind is a thinking machine. Asking it to stop thinking is like asking your heart to stop beating. It just doesn't happen. But how do we quiet it enough to actually stay in the conversation that we're either having with ourselves or we're having with someone that we're interacting with? And you all know the pain points of not being present. If you are in an intimate relationship and you're having dinner and you're either on your phone or you're looking at the person, but you have that glossed look over your face, you all know the conversation that comes after that. You don't love me, you don't appreciate me, you don't see me, and that just leads to a conversation that doesn't have to be there if we understand the importance of presence for ourselves and for the other person. If we are present, we are noticing information that we don't get access to when we're distracted. Not only that, but the presence that you give other people makes them feel understood. It makes them feel valued. It makes them feel like they matter. And that creates such a space to have such a great communication, such a great conversation that could lead to deeper connection. So presence. Here's what I do. 3 things. Super simple. You're going to hear them and be like, that's it, James? Yes, that's it. Because oftentimes we overcomplicate. We think that it's some complex equation on how to stay present. And if we just only study the cliches in life that are so simple and overplayed, our life would be fantastic. But because they've been said over and over and over and they lost the meaning and we don't discipline ourselves enough to live off those, we just dismiss them as, oh, I've heard that before, and we don't actually apply it. So what I'm asking you to do is, as you hear these things, really think about them and really apply them to the conversations that you have, and you're going to notice a difference. And once you notice that difference, you're not going to go back. They're just going to become ingrained into how you communicate. And then people are going to look at you and say, man, every time I talk to so-and-so, every time I talk to James, he's always present. He's always there for me. He always can pick up on things that no one else does because he's present, right? If you want to be a great communicator, you want to be a great leader, you want to be a great partner, you want to be a great friend, you got to learn these things, right? So the first thing is breath. Breath. Oh my gosh. Breathing, James? Really? Yes. Breathing. Why is that important? If you don't have oxygen inside of your body, you are not effective, right? First of all, you got to have oxygen to live, obviously. But the more oxygen you have in your body and in your brain, the more effective you are at making decisions, at noticing things that nobody else does. So by taking deep breaths, you slow the mind down from the constant highway that the mind is. And you slow it down enough to connect back to this moment. Plus, you can only breathe in this moment. So when you breathe and you feel the air going through your nostrils, down your throat, into your lungs, expanding your lungs, holding it for a second and letting it out and feeling those lungs contract again and feeling the air come back out your mouth or out your nose, that mindful breath right there that takes 3 to 5 seconds can recenter you. It can strengthen you. It can calm the other person that may be emotional or that may be having a stressful day, all by one simple act. Not only are you more alert because you have more oxygen, not only are you more grounded because you've actually become mindful of something that you're doing, but the effect that it has on somebody else. We all have mirror neurons inside of our bodies. We see other people, and that influences how we show up. So if you are mirroring a calm, stable environment for someone to communicate with you, that leads to a much more level-headed conversation rather than an emotional one that is hard to handle. And even if they are emotional, your groundedness, your presence can soothe that experience. So breath. Second thing, eye contact. Eye contact. Sorry for my handwriting, it's terrible. Eye contact. When you look at people in the eyes, what is that signal? If you're in America, every culture is different, but in America, that means that you're actually paying attention. Now, there's different types of eye contact. I could be drilling you with my eyes like this. I could be giving you a soft gaze with my eyes like this. It just depends on the intention of why you're wanting to connect. That intention comes through the eyes. People feel that. And when you connect with the eyes, it's hard to notice anything else. You may see things in your peripheral, but your foveal focus, your ability to see somebody in the eyes is one of the most important ways to communicate, especially when you're trying to tell them something, or when you're really asking a question, or when you're really intently trying to listen to them. Through that eye, you get more than what they're saying. You get the vibe, you get the information that they can't articulate. When you are present and you see what's in their mind through their eyes, you can piece together things that they may not know how to say. And that's when you truly become a mind reader. And people will be like, I was literally just thinking that. Or how did you know how I felt? It's a mixture of noticing the body language and being aware of what they're feeling through that eye contact. And it's hard to miss. It's easy to miss if you're not maintaining that eye contact. So that's the second thing. The third thing is posture. How are you holding your posture when you're communicating? Are your shoulders slouched? Are you fidgeting with your knees? I know I'm bad at that. That's why I mention it. Are you tapping with a pencil? Are you looking at your laptop? Like, what is your body communicating to the other person? And depending on how you hold your body dictates what kind of biochemistry is running through your body. And if you're wanting to remain strong, or you're wanting to remain open-minded, if you're wanting to be collaborative in this conversation with somebody that you're having something with, then you're going to want to be aware of how that body is being held. Not only is it portraying an image to the person that you're communicating with, but it's also keeping you in a certain state of mind that allows you to have access to different types of information. If I'm slouched like this and I'm kind of looking over like that, I'm only going to notice certain information. But if I'm upright, my whole body's open, I'm receiving information more than their words. I might be receiving the energy that they feel. I might be hearing things different because as I rotate my head, I hear different pitches, different tonalities, different rhythms. These are subtleties in communication that we don't really think about, but once you start embodying them, once you start practicing them, make the world of a difference. Not only am I communicating to you that I actually want to be in this conversation, but now my whole body's open up to what your body is saying. And the body communicates more than the words do. And if you can pay attention to that, not only in yourself, but in the other person, you can pace and lead them. You can, by you opening up, you can open them up. This is how we can create better relationships. This is how we can make people feel more comfortable to open up, to talk about their struggles, to talk about what life is for them, to talk about the deep, meaningful topics that, maybe we don't get to experience on a day-to-day. Every single day I get to experience meaningful conversations, and they're ones that I absolutely love. And anyone that's a part of those just gets invigorated. They get energized. They go, James, I love talking to you because every time I do, my mind is expanded. My energy is heightened. I just feel like I can go and conquer the world. And it's not even because of what I'm saying. It's because what I'm embodying. It's what I'm sending. It's what my intention is. It's the space that I'm creating with these three things and other things. But these are the simple things that you can implement right now. Breath. Use the breath. Slow the mind down enough to be where you are. Eye contact. connect through the eyes. Feel the vibe that they're trying to send you and open your body. Send the signal of I actually want to be here. And also open your body so you can receive information from their body, because as much as you may not know, we're energetic beings. We come from energy, right? That's what we're made of. And our bodies are communicating with each other, and we may not even understand how to articulate that, but it does. It's the same when you feel someone looking at you, and then you look over and that person's looking at you. How do you explain that? Or when someone is next to you and you just get this certain vibe, maybe it's a welcoming vibe, or maybe it's a bad vibe, like your body can pick up on information. So allow it to do that by opening it up, not keeping it condensed like this. All right, so apply these things, watch how your conversation shifts, let me know how it goes, and I'll see you guys next time.